All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of Gar Capital. It is Thursday, August 24th, 2023. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to join me this morning and every morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the YouTube channel. What you have in front of you is our market blog here on our Discord channel. Let's go ahead and get started around the horn, guys. Good morning, everyone. 1566 on the VIX. I'm going to start from the top, down about 2%. Dollar index is starting to bounce back. We're looking at 103.84, up 0.41%. So putting some pressure onto equities not related to NVDA. Yes, we're going to talk about that here in a second. NASDAQ up nearly 1%, 15,340. I do have a long position again. I caught that long yesterday on NASDAQ. 44.66 on S&P 500 futures, 0.44%. You guys remember we talked about that 4,500 level possibly being a level of rejection, possibly setting up for a head and shoulders pattern where you have shoulder, head, shoulder. But if we break above 4,500 or 4,520, that's invalidated. Russell 2000, 1872, that's down today, 0.16%. 10-year treasury yields continue to climb, yet the NASDAQ's up. See, not one-for-one correlation, but it matters. 4.225% on a 10-year basis. Crude oil continues to sink as the dollar continues to go higher. 78.28, $2.55 for gasoline futures, down 0.14%. Gold futures 19.42, that's down as well, about a quarter point. 24.23 on silver futures, that's down 0.64%. $3.77 for copper futures, that's down nearly 1%. Euro dollar is down 39 pips as the dollar continues to rise. 108.24. Dollar yen bouncing 145.84. 96 pips to the upside. 126.40 for pound dollar, down about 80 pips. Bitcoin futures is down. The Bitcoin halving, where the I guess the supply shrinks. I think that's next year, but there was some talk about it on Twitter this morning. 26,385, 1668 for Ethereum, down 1.13%. I don't know exactly when that halving on Bitcoin is occurring, but if I do get a headline or something like that, I'll make sure to share it on the blog. Good morning, Eamon is asking, what do you think about Chinese names like KWeb and BABA? BABA is a name that I've owned for a while, and you can see here it's just chopping around. I mean, it's not much to say other than sentiment is extremely depressed in terms of anything Chinese related, as we know. So headlines are not helping, but again, is it something that you want to risk your money on here? BABA, I mean, at least had a decent quarter. I think they beat. The reaction was down. We've rejected this trend line here. We broke above it slightly, but you're still kind of stuck in a pattern. Upward channel, sure. Maybe you're setting up for a flag, possibly, but nothing where you want to go ahead and take money out to buy this name. If you hold it, just hold it. I wouldn't say anything to add here, no. Let's talk about Amazon levels. And KWeb, I think the biggest holder of KWeb. The biggest stock, or in terms of weighting in KWeb, I think is BABA. Let's talk about Amazon this morning. They are up 136.95. We'll have the 137 calls. Saw some volume on it, pushed a little higher yesterday. NVIDIA, obviously with the AI stuff, Amazon and mega cap tech went higher. This is the daily chart. We still have that expectation of getting to, where is that level? 137. We have the 137 calls. We were looking to get to 138 anyways. I think this was the level I was looking for on the daily. There you go. Right there's the level. 136.30. We're breaking above that. We're just going to get above this green dotted line, which was that previous resistance that we had in September. So all we are is bouncing back from this trend line, and we're probably going to catch that today. So that's on Amazon. Let's start with NVIDIA. Pretty much everyone wants to talk about it. As we know, the earnings were stellar. Expectations were stellar. Margins are stellar. So now you have to kind of ask yourself this question. Is NVIDIA either really, 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 really expensive or very, 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 very cheap? That's kind of the only two analogs I can see on NVIDIA. Very extreme. On the one side, we've seen these things happen before with manias. And it's not the names that you expect, you know, Bed Bath & Beyond. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about another tech company we can compare it to. What do you think? the 1990s, Cisco Systems. They're still around. It's not like Cisco Systems is not around. So again, I want to show you a couple of charts to kind of compare both. So here is NVIDIA, basically maxed out in time. Up, pullback, up, pullback, up, pullback, up. What's going to happen? You're going to get a pullback. That's natural and normal. That's not necessarily the point I'm trying to make in terms of pullbacks and expensive. But you could see that Cisco had a very similar move back in the 90s, and then it pulled back, and then it took a little while. It was dead money for a little bit. Now, I'm not here to say that Cisco and NVIDIA are the exact same industry, because they're not. One is routers, one is the future of AI. Also with gaming, a lot of people don't really talk about the gaming aspect of NVIDIA as well, and the chips that they make for gaming. Everyone's just focused on AI. The problem with AI is that we don't know how much AI is worth to the economy. So this is where it pivots to my, it's really cheap. Now, granted, I've had NVIDIA now really since 110. I've had the stock and owned it since around 2018, end of 2018 into 2019. So NVIDIA, we've been around. Gar Capital Investment Club knows. I'm very happy that things soared. Don't get me wrong. The question is here, do you buy it? Again, you're buying either one or two premises here. A, it's like Cisco, we're just getting ahead of ourselves, and I'll just wait for a pullback. Okay, that's one camp. The other camp is, oh my God, even with stellar expectations, even with everything riding against it, NVIDIA still finds a way to catch buyers. And analysts keep raising their price targets. So it's in demand. It is. Macroeconomics be damned. NVIDIA is where the money is now. This is the same kind of, money flow that we got into crypto. Same money flow we got into the meme names. These things happen. Again, I don't think NVIDIA should be a $100 stock. No, I think the valuation, in my opinion, is high, but it's kind of deserved. Apple has a high multiple as well, not relative to NVIDIA, but Tesla has one too. This is a growth company. You're going to pay extra premium for a company that keeps delivering every quarter. I think I read on Twitter too that some people thought that the books are cooked, that there has to be some kind of fraud. Oh, could that be a possibility? I'm not even going to comment on that. I have no idea. But let's assume that NVIDIA is doing the right thing and they're doing their job. And this is a company that's really in the forefront of a sector, artificial intelligence, that we don't know how much the market cap is of that. What's that worth? Is it a $500 billion market cap, artificial intelligence globally? 10 trillion? Who knows? Could we say that NVIDIA probably has about 80%, 90% of the market direct now of AI, or where they can actually put it to work using their systems or using their components? So the demand is there. We know that there's demand from the Chinese and the Saudis and I think Qatar as well. So NVIDIA doesn't have a problem with customers or demand. They say demand is off the charts. The issue, I thought, was that can they make enough? But supply chains are fixed. So NVIDIA has everything going for it. And sometimes when everything's going for a stock, that's usually sometimes, and again, looking at it as a trader, I would not be surprised they take some profits this morning. $500 is a huge level for a lot of traders possibly. They probably saying, man, I've been holding since COVID and I'm going to take my profits and run. And if it dips, I'll buy. I think that's kind of the fight you're going to get a little bit on NVIDIA. If you're talking about long-term target on NVIDIA, I mean, guys, I got it wrong yesterday. I thought NVIDIA was going to tank below 400. I did not trade NVIDIA, mind you, but I was wrong. This is why I don't trade earnings, to be honest. But I mean, even technically speaking, it can go as high as the imagination. So right now, you really just kind of have to mess with numbers and throw a number out there. But $1,000 by next year, Rosenblatt, that's their price target. I just don't see that happening. Maybe I'm just a little bit of a cynic. You're talking about doubling the market cap in 12 months. I mean, this is not a small company. That means NVIDIA will be worth $2 trillion. Do you remember how we thought about the same with Apple, the first $1 trillion company? Really, a phone? I think if you own it, just own it. Jim Cramer said it best with NVIDIA. Own it, don't trade it. Unless it's options, then for sure. But just own it. That's kind of the best, I think, best response I have for that. A lot of people have asked me that. Should I buy here? I say just own it. Dollar cost average, I think you're going to be okay. NVIDIA is the forefront. We talked about on the top 10 stocks of 2023. Make sure to take a look at that video. We talked about the SMH, how NVIDIA was so important. Well, this is why. Look how important that is. And chips for cars, that's right. AMD. AMD, I did do a contract, a call with Masterclass on it, the 110s. And again, it was a pure lotto. Hopefully we're going to catch it. We're in the money now. AMD looks good. I'll hit it again if we get above 113.41. That was my previous breakout. So I'll take the 110s with the Masterclass this morning. I'll let them know before the bell rings that, you know, we're basically looking to take our money and run. Amazon, we just got back down to below in the money. We were in the money yesterday. We got as high as 138 overnight off NVIDIA's nice pop. So we still have those. Bad news today was that Boeing, we had a hit with a headline on Boeing, and I had calls. We had calls, the 235s. We had a gap to fill and everything, and then this is all one headline. I'll read you the headline. Let's see. I should have had it ready for you guys. Here you go. Boeing identifies 737 MAX manufacturing issue. I mean, that just sucks. I mean, that's just one of those things that you just really can't prepare for, and it really sucks. So, well, you know, kind of rip off the bandage now, the way I see it. You know, maybe we get some kind of bounce. Who knows? I've seen turnarounds with names like this, but I don't think Boeing is bad. I'm just going to run out of time, which really, really sucks because we were expecting a retest of 240, and it was just one headline. And now we're probably just going to retest this resistance that we had trouble breaking for about 7 months. So, I mean, could it be just a retest and bounce and just retest again? Nothing new for Boeing. Very, very frustrating. That's probably going to be an L. So we're going to have to talk about that this week, team, about what can we do to be better. And really looking at it now, in hindsight, nothing really you can do. It's just headline risk. Sucks, but we just got to have to eat it. The best thing we can do is move forward and see what other opportunities are there. Any other options you're thinking about taking to watch today? I do have my alerts set up for many names. We have it on the watch list, but nothing really broke other than Google. So Google did break, but again, we did get that pop with the AI stuff. So I do like Google if it can break. Let's see, man, 135. We do have a gap to fill here at 140. Could we get a little long in the tooth on Google? Let's see if we can break above 135 and a quarter. That'll probably confirm that move. So let's see here, 135 and a quarter. Right there, 135 and a quarter, right? If we do that, we got some room here to 140.80. So let's see if we can buy time for next week. So that kind of mitigates risk from Powell tomorrow. At least buy us some time, right? If he says anything crazy, we can just kind of cut loose with a whole week in our pocket. So again, above 135 and a quarter. Keep an eye on the 137, 138, kind of out of the money. We don't want 136s. Maybe not the 139s, 140s if you're feeling very, very bullish. I would not. I would want to see exactly what the volume is. If the 140s have the most volume, more than likely I'll probably just go for it. Again, if it's showing some good momentum on Google. Let's go and take a look here rather quickly. Is it overbought or oversold or anything? If you guys want to check that out. That's on the hourly. It's overbought. Again, but we're going to the daily. We got some room. Yeah, we're not overbought or anything. So nothing has really changed on that end. So I do like Google. That's something I'm going to look forward to trading. That's going to be 135 and a quarter if we can get there for next week. Hopefully we can make up for Boeing on what happened. So tough one, team. I wish we could get that back. But futures traders, we are green again on the NASDAQ. So we're going to keep an eye on that very closely. Amazon is bouncing. Looks like we're going to be in the money, guys, on that. So any other guard cap Discord? That's nice. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and leave it there. Have a great rest of your morning, and I will catch you guys tomorrow for the next morning note. We have the Jackson Hole Summit from Wyoming. Jerome Powell will be speaking there. That's the tentative time. I don't know the exact time he'll be speaking. I want to say it's probably at 3 o'clock or so. Let me see if I have that here. Pre-market plan. Do I have anything? Jackson Hole. Thursday, he will speak on Friday, so I don't have a time on that. But there is a speaker on the economic calendar, 12 a.m. Eastern. I don't know what that is. It's a Philadelphia voter. That's Patrick Harker. So any headlines changes, we'll let you know as always. In terms of the market, again, right now, NVIDIA is running the show. NVIDIA is king, at least for now. We'll see what happens. Have a great rest of your morning. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.